We're back. Best podcast in the city.
You know it.
We're back. We let you niggas eat for 2 weeks. Your time's up, niggas. Your time's up. You had your 2 weeks. Now we back.
Spoiler city in this bitch. You know what? I'm gonna give it till Monday or Sunday, whatever. Fuck that. Nigga, he named himself. He gave himself an alter ego like fucking Beyonce.
Are you mocking me? No, are you mocking me? So, did you have a good weekend?
Nigga, you were there with me. What the fuck?
I wasn't there the whole weekend. I was out Friday night. I was probably out the whole weekend as well.
You weren't out the whole weekend. You went out Friday night, and you were with me Saturday. So
yeah, and I'm out today. So I'm
You're not out. You're just at my house.
Yeah, I'm outside of my house. That's what out is.
That's not out. Out is like going downtown.
Remember we had a debate about vacations.
Yeah, and you said you needed a vacation.
Yeah, it's a vacation. We went to Niagara Falls.
Vacation from what?
My home.
Why do you need a vacation from your home? What do you do that's so taxing on you that you need a vacation?
Yo, I have a very stressful family.
What does your family stress you out?
Mind your business.
Yeah,
but my family stresses me out.
You need a vacation.
I need a vacation from my family and my home. I can't be inside all the time.
I mean, it don't seem like that's a problem before. All of a sudden, you need vacation. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that shit up because I was offended.
Yeah, what do you mean you were offended?
When you said that shit. Like, fuck. Let me give you guys the context of this situation. So, I told my girls, like, yo, let's go to Niagara Falls for the weekend, whatever, just something to do. And she said, all right, let me see if my girl wants to come. So, she invited a friend. I'm like, all right. Let me see if this nigga Bruce wants to come. And I'm like, yo, what are you saying? Saturday, we're going to Niagara, just going to hang out, whatever. And then the man's like, yeah, I could use a vacation.
Yeah, I could use a vacation.
All right, mind you, this nigga's unemployed.
You know what? It's fine.
Let me tell you what he does.
So you're saying being unemployed, I can't have a vacation?
No, let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay,
don't try to defend yourself.
Go ahead, carry on.
So this nigga's daily routine is getting up and streaming. That's it. Getting up and playing video games and watching Netflix maybe and watching anime and then going back to bed with the occasional meat beat mania. And this nigga had the audacity,
it's very eventful day,
to say I could use a vacation, and that's
a very stressful day. What are you
I was at
about?
work. Listen, I was at work when I told him about the situation. So seeing somebody who's at home playing video games saying they could use a vacation while I'm out here, on my lunch break and shit, that struck a chord, and.
Wow, okay.
What? You know what? Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. Like, if somebody is... Like, I understand what the definition of vacation is. Yeah, we can pull that up. And
I got it. Don't worry. A period of time that a person spends away from home, school, or business, usually in order to relax or travel. The number of days or hours per year for which an employer agrees to pay workers while they are not working, and then there's a time when school, colleges, and universities are closed. So
okay, so there's that.
I fit in the first category. Okay,
let me read another definition.
Don't give me urban.
No, this is dictionary. Okay. An extended period of recreation, especially one spent away from home or in traveling. Now, when you read that and you hear you're like, okay, yeah,
that's fair.
He fits the definition of vacation.
That's fair.
Now the real question is, does this nigga deserve a vacation? And that's
okay.
A big
so now we're changing the argument.
No, we're not changing the argument. No, we're not changing the argument.
You said You said that. You're like, yo, what the fuck? That's not a vacation.
It's not. It it's not a vacation.
It's,
all right?
It's a vacation. Now it's not. I deserve a vacation.
You don't deserve one. All right.
It's not that I don't.
You know why? Okay, so in my definition, an extended period of recreation, nigga. Every day is recreation for you. You wake up to recreation.
But
you go to sleep
that's
after
at home.
recreation.
That's
So
at
what?
Home.
So what?
How often do I leave my home?
Deserve vacation.
How often do I leave the bat cave?
You leave often enough to get a gas station hot dog when you're hungry.
Those hot dogs are nice. What are you talking?
Disgusting.
What you did? Like,
I don't give a fuck
bulky,
what. I don't give a fuck what you say. You don't even go to the gym.
It's bulk season.
You don't go to the gym.
I can gym in my home.
You don't. You just sit down and you stream for hours. And then you have the audacity to say you need a break. That's what a vacation is. It's a break. And you don't deserve a break.
I feel like I'm being attacked.
Every day. I'm motherfucking attacking you. This is a clear.
I deserve
This is a clear attack.
I deserve a little bit more respect.
You don't deserve anything. Okay?
It's very rude.
I remember that. I was so pissed off when I read that shit.
And you deserve a vacation?
Hell yeah, nigga. Because I work 5 motherfucking days a week. That's why I deserve vacation. And I work hard. That's why.
Your little office desk job where you're sitting down all fucking
so
day?
what? That don't mean I'm not working hard.
You don't do shit.
What?
You're tweeting.
I'm not tweeting.
You're tweeting from your desk.
So what? Just because I'm productive,
recreational time.
Just because I know how to multitask, doesn't mean I don't deserve vacation. Nigga, you can't compare to me at all. Let's be honest here. All right, there's consequences to me waking up and not wanting to leave my house.
How do you know?
If I wake up
and
I say I don't feel like
consequences for me?
What's the consequences? You lose a subscriber.
Yes.
You bum.
That may happen.
You got me heated all over again. You got some fucking nerve to try to compare your situation to mine.
Okay, so I went out Friday too, all right? And went out with my friends. And I'm here to look with a bunch of people, right? So
where'd you go?
Cozy. Shout out to Rebecca. Let me give her a quick shout out. Rebecca Cozy.
I too was cozy in my home playing God of War 4.
Oh, look at you being so productive.
I mean, nigga, it's the weekend. What do you want me to do?
As I was saying. So I went out and you know what I dislike about going out to these kind of events and with your boys, and I was like, yo, man, look at that girl in front of you, man. You gotta go dance with her. And I'm saying to myself, why should I go dance with her, right? It's just like, yo, it's a girl. You're supposed to dance with girls. I'm just like, hey, man, I don't feel too comfortable just randomly going up behind a girl and dancing with her. But deep down inside, my reasoning for not doing it is because, like, it's like, yo, you dance with one too many girls. I'm there thinking, damn. There's like 6 girls I dance with now. I know I have a small penis. so not only can I not dance, so they're like, yo, they're feeling up my penis with their ass, and I'm just like, shit, man. Now they're gonna go home and
wait. Are you saying you get erections when you dance with women?
I get full on erections.
You're a fucking pervert. They should not let you in at any party.
This is why I don't dance with women to avoid being a pervert.
Not be at but they should have a picture of you plastered up at the door.
This is why I don't dance with women, to avoid looking like a pervert.
Because you can't control your horny levels?
Yes, I cannot control them.
Hey, man.
So I'm there like, damn, man. There's 2 women knowing that I can't dance, and my penis is little. So I'm like, damn, yo. Might be time to go home early.
Did you go home early?
I cut my night short.
What time did you leave?
I didn't leave early. I left.
My God, you're disgusting.
I have nothing else to say.
Fucking disgusting.
Okay, so you know what? Let's actually start the podcast.
No. Before we start, ladies, if you've danced with this nigga at Cozy, Bruce Dwayne, then feel free to hit us up on our Twitter page. We should have done this sooner. Or you can email us at WSDT podcast and let us know about your experience, because I always knew this guy was a piece of shit, but I want to hear somebody else's perspective. Go ahead.
And at the same time, you can tell me that you love me and that I'm a very great guy and I'm very nice and approachable. And all the positive stuff in the world. You don't need to listen to him. So, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 8 of We Should Have Done This Sooner podcast. It's your host, me, Bruce Dwayne, and
Ludi Lou.
Okay, so before we actually get into everything, I would like y'all to hit the like button, comment, and share. Doing this will help us out. And please follow us on our other social media platforms from Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at We Should Have Done This Sooner Podcast or WSDT Podcast to keep up to date with us on everything we're doing and just to keep in touch. Also, we have Apple and what's it called?
Play.
Google Play.
So we have, we're on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, and we're on Google Play now.
For Androids, okay? So...
Same name?
Same name. You can find us on all those things. So it's been 2 weeks since our last podcast.
A lot has happened.
A lot has happened. A lot of personal stuff for me personally. And
don't care.
I know. It's okay. I wasn't going to go into it anyways. I just wanted to let the people know. We're not going to apologize for not being around for 2 weeks because you know what? Fuck you guys. And so in those 2 weeks, there has been a lot to talk about. We're not going to go into everything. We did find out a few things we wanted to touch upon. And
well, we're not going to get into those yet. There's something that I did want to mention, but we ain't have a show in 2 weeks. Tristan Thompson.
Oh my God.
Not being able to control his horny levels. Those text messages were wild, dog.
To be honest, I heard that's like a Brampton thing.
Yeah, that's how Brampton niggas are.
That's how Brampton niggas move, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, that was a wild night when we discovered, what was going on. And
you know what had me shocked? The nerve of his Jamaican father. But I say, like, his Jamaican ass father be like sitting at home, a long time, it's true. But they talk to this youth,
Didn't he say he was going to come out with a tell-all book?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I did talk to this youth, dog. I'm going to write a book about it.
Your own niggas.
Yo, fucking Jamaicans are trifling, man. That's your own pops, and your pop's like, I'm going to write a tell-all book about my son.
I mean, shit, get that bag.
Oh, man. Tristan better be, like, getting some money from it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I touched on it a bit on my timeline. That chick that he was apparently fucking with, she looks like, kind of slow. And I think that's why he cheated on her, because slow chicks always got the best pussy. Always. If a chick
by experience, you know this?
Not experience.
But how would you know personally?
I would say through stories. And
so you have friends. You're friends with guys who have sex with slow women.
I mean, it depends on what you define slow. Slow doesn't mean a chick has to be retarded.
I'm saying, like, what's your definition of slow?
Like, a little hood rat chick. She don't really know much about the world. She kind of just occupied with social media, and that's pretty much it. We'll do anything to get famous. Mm-hmm. Those chicks usually got the best pussy. I mean, sad but true. Have I messed with any slow chicks? No, I don't think I messed with any chicks that were slow. Annoying, but not slow. But yeah, I mean, I seen that little clip of her throwing a bike, and I mean, I can understand why that nigga cheated. I mean, fuck, I don't know how you stay faithful to Khloe
like
Kardashian.
You condone cheating.
I mean, no, not necessarily, but at the same time, it's Khloe Kardashian. Her pussy smells like Erin Backs.
So that gives him a right.
Yeah.
Okay, there you have it.
Okay.
That's very shocking to hear. I'm surprised to hear that from you, buddy. I'm surprised.
Shut up.
We're supposed to be black men not condoning that bullshit. But you here.
Shut up.
Shameful. Shame. Okay, so talking about Tristan Thompson. Let's talk about the Cavaliers making it on to round 2 of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that series should have went to 7 games to begin with. Mm-hmm. I mean, LeBron had to basically use all of his powers. He had to play like finals LeBron to get out of the first round. So the question is, should Cavs fans and LeBron dick riders be worried going into the second round against the Raptors. Because I know everybody likes to talk and say, oh, the Raptors are a joke and, oh, whatever, you know, they're a regular season team. They're LeBron's sons. But, I mean, this might be it for that nigga, yo. This might be the year where he doesn't go all the way. At least not on Cleveland. I can see, obviously, if he goes to another team and he has help, then it will be a different story. But I don't know if LeBron makes it out the East this year.
Because my only issue is that I know for a fact that the only people who feel that way about Toronto is Americans and people who live in like Canada who don't give a shit about basketball.
So basically the rest of the world.
Rest of the world, right? So not really the rest. America's not the rest of the world. I'm probably sure people from like, if you're European, you're
gonna say some stupid shit.
If you're European, I'm probably sure you watch basketball and you're thinking the Raptors could beat the Cavaliers.
If you're European and stupid, maybe. But then again, like I stated, it's not looking too good for Bronny Boy this year. You guys can say whatever you want. Year 15, he's playing the best basketball of his life, but at what cost?
And it takes a team to win a game, not just LeBron.
Yeah, it takes a team to go all the way. I mean, LeBron can carry them only for so far. Like, hands down, I know this. If they were to go to the finals through some miracle, they're not beating whatever team comes out of the West. There's no way. There is no way Cleveland's beating whatever team's going out of the West. In fact, if they were to make it to the finals, I see either a sweep or a 4-1 series. I do not see them niggas winning more than one game, and that one game would be very close. So, take from that what you will. This is LeBron's team. This is the team that he handpicked. Remember, trade deadline, this nigga did all that shit. And you remember they had those 1-2 good games, and, you know, we finally got a squad.
Yeah, and I laugh. So, it's funny because people were quick to stay silent after when they started going on a tanking. Like, they when they started playing bad, everyone's just like, yo, LeBron is different from playoff LeBron. Now they're making excuses. Like, they had a 1-2 game, and everyone's just like, yo, these guys are ready. They're gonna kill Golden State.
And now it's, he doesn't have help. What do you guys expect? But yo, how many times are you niggas gonna say that? This nigga handpicks his team every year, okay? This nigga decides who he wants. And then when it doesn't work out, you niggas go back to the same old narrative. Oh, he's doing it all alone. I don't understand how niggas can, you know, excuse this nigga for making poor choices over and over again. All right? These are niggas he looks at and says, because let's be honest, he's the GM in Cleveland. These are niggas he looks at and says, okay, I want him. I want all these niggas on my team. And Cleveland finds a way. They you know, it's funny. I mean, Jay Crowder, that bum ass nigga, he seems to be fitting in on Utah very well.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. So maybe that trade did benefit everybody except Cleveland, as we're seeing now. I don't know if LeBron was trying to hook Cleveland up with some pieces before he left, because I'm pretty sure he's gone. Wade went back to Miami, you know.
Quick question. What makes you think he'll leave?
I don't see him enduring this for another year, man. I mean, he was on that 1 year. He didn't sign an extension on him, right? When he came back on like those 1 year deals where it's like, I'll see how I feel at the end of the season. I think with this season, like last season, you had Kyrie, and you know the team was coming off that high of winning the championship, coming back 3-1, make history. But I think after they lost in 2017, it was kind of a realization like, okay, well, who we have now, we can't beat Golden State. And then Kyrie left. And then they did that big shakeup, and it was fucking horrible. I don't know why they thought putting a whole bunch of names on the team was going to result in them winning, but now you can see, obviously, that little project didn't work. And I don't think LeBron has it in him anymore to stay with Cleveland and show patience. He's getting older, bro. You can't build, and
what
you
is
can't
he, like 33 now?
33. You can't carry teams all your life. It's gonna get to the point where it's like it's too much for him. Like it's gonna wear him out. He's human. I mean, he's an HGH machine, but he's human. And I think this year, depending on how far they get in the playoffs, he's going to decide, okay, you know what? That's it for me. I did what I had to. I gave Cleveland a championship. I did it in, the craziest way possible by making history. I don't owe these niggas nothing else, and he doesn't. Where he goes now is the question, because I'm hearing like Philly, that's a good chance to land in him, which would be fucking insane. I don't want to see that. Houston, I don't see him going to Houston. I don't know that if that would ever happen. He's not going to LA. He's not going to the Lakers. I don't think anybody's coming to the Lakers. I don't even want Paul George coming to the Lakers after that performance in Game 7.
So, talk about Paul George.
Was it Game 7 or Game 6?
No,
it was Game 6. Game 6, yeah, in Utah, yeah.
So, I remember off the podcast we did talk about OKC, and you said you're not surprised.
No, I wasn't surprised. I mean, we saw when they got together at the start of the season, like they were struggling, and then they went on a little run, and you're like, okay, maybe these niggas' chemistries is they're finally mixing and matching, and they're learn to play in sync. But I knew from jump when you put those niggas together, it wasn't gonna be good. And like PG and Russ are both ball dominant guys. So is Melo.
Melo needs.
So it's like you have three ball dominant guys that are trying to, and they're both very prideful. They're all very prideful. Like all three of them niggas.
Talk about pride, because I even remember when the season started.
Yeah.
And they asked Carmelo, yo, Melo, how would you feel about coming off the bench?
Yeah.
And he just looked around and he's just like, yo, did you hear this guy? Me come off the bench? And he laughed. And then going to the Cavs, when Wade came in, had his first, when the season started, he started. And then he's just like, you know what? I think it would be better if I came off the bench.
Yeah.
He put his pride aside, came off the bench, and they did better when he came off the bench. Like for a short period of time, right?
Yeah.
And then I looked at that and I'm just like, to be quite honest, I rather have Wade. Like, I think Wade is way better than Melo.
What do you mean? What do you mean think? It's a fact.
It's a fact.
There's no opinion. There's no debate on that.
I mean, like in this season too. Like,
no. Like okay. I pretty much say for every season they've been in the league, Wade's been better than Melo.
Okay, so we agree upon that. And I look at it, it's like, for a player who's a lot better than you, willing to say, yo, I'll come off the bench and help the team out. For you, like, I think if Melo came off the bench, he'd get a lot more touches and probably score a bit more. That's just me saying whatever I want to say, but like
the thing is, Melo, I mean, his game it's outdated at this point in time.
Yeah, it's ISO game. Like,
it doesn't work no more. Teams figured him out a while back, and he's not effective on the court. Like the only place Melo's effective is in 2K. And that's because 2K is not a real basketball game.
Yeah, because like at the same time, the game's a lot more fast paced. He's not really a fast break player.
Not at all.
Like, and on top of that, when it's like a half court offense, like
he's not a guy that's going to create scoring opportunities for others. So it's going to be Melo try to do some bullshit to get a bucket himself, miss, and then it's back.
It's either a turnover or a miss or a score. Like it's like those are the only three options, and usually it's the latter, right? So,
and the thing is, I think the thing with Melo is, man, he has like a complex where he just like the idea of him coming off the bench is laughable, but it's like, nigga, I mean, a lot of teams would be playing better if you came off the bench.
So like some people just have an issue facing reality, right?
Yeah, stay Melo. Like that nigga hashtags himself.
Hoodie Melo, right? When he was byke.
Oh my god.
Hoodie Melo when he was byke.
I blame Twitter for that. Yo, I blame Twitter for putting the battery in that nigga's back.
And not to really discredit Utah. Utah actually has a good team.
No. Utah is the second best defense in the league.
Yeah.
So they're not a joke.
And what's the rookie's name?
Donovan Mitchell.
Yo, he is nice.
He played his ass off. To be honest,
he played his ass off, man.
It sucks for him because if Ben wasn't a rookie, and yes, Ben Simmons is a fucking rookie. It doesn't matter what you try to argue.
I'm not gonna lie. Rookie of the year. I feel for him. I understand
I understand
the frustration,
his gripe about it, but I mean the way he went about it is fucking corny. And the nigga doesn't have a mustache, so that's even more reason for me not to trust him. all like everything off-court antics aside, Donovan Mitchell is the real deal. He's legit.
Yeah.
Like, for a rookie, I would like if I started watching basketball yesterday and I tuned into a Utah OKC game, I wouldn't think that was a rookie.
Yeah.
The way he was putting the team on his back. But I mean, Ben Simmons is still rookie of the year. It's like Ben Simmons is basically going to be the face of the league one day. That's all it comes down to. Donovan Mitchell is going to be up there, but he's not going to be like. I feel like Ben Simmons' game is going to develop like in like an incredible amount over the next like 2-3 years.
So I would say during the season, Ben Simmons had a better season than Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell. I mean, yeah, Donovan Mitchell had a great first round, but that's not enough to get him rookie of the year. I mean,
and that's why I kind of want to pay more attention to the second round since they're up against the Rockets, right?
Rockets. And what is the score right now? We're watching it. They're getting cooked.
Okay. I can't see from here. Let's check that.
Check. I mean, okay.
Because like
score right now is
they're up like 20.
Yeah, Rockets. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. Rockets are up by 22 at the moment as we speak. So it was a nice run, nice first round for Utah. Rudy Gobert, defensive player of the year candidate. It's not a surprise that they beat OKC. It's a surprise to some because people live in the 2K era where, you know, these three guys win championships every year. But in real life, I didn't see them niggas really being good together, and they proved my point. Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest dud of the playoffs is hands down Paul George.
Really?
Nigga, he named himself. He gave himself an alter ego like fucking Beyonce. Like he gave himself a Sasha Fierce with playoff P, and that nigga did nothing, bro. They photoshopped this nigga on the cover of a No Limit album for him to score 5
You know,
points.
funny thing is I see that too. Yeah.
In an elimination game, dog.
Holy shit! Yeah.
I'll be very honest. I don't know. I don't know if he was playing like that because he just did not want to be on the court anymore, and his mind's already in LA or wherever the hell he's going, or if the nigga really just disappears when it comes to the big moments. Because I mean, in Indiana, was it last year?
Yeah.
Indiana, he was doing the same shit. He kind of was just disappearing from the spotlight.
So like with those kind of teams, like how do you think? With guys like Paul George, like how can you build around him? Like how do you?
I don't know at this point because Paul George is amazing. He's an amazing player. Like he's an amazing two-way player. He's a superstar when he plays up to his potential. When he plays up to who we see him as. But I don't know, man. I don't know if this nigga has the heart. I don't think this nigga has like the killer mentality. Like a lot of niggas, and I make jokes about it too, about Westbrook. You know, shooting his team out of games and, you know, not making niggas around him better. But Westbrook has the mentality of a player that you want on your team. Like, this nigga will do whatever it takes to win. And sometimes that comes across as harming the team because he gets a bit overzealous in regards to, like, taking, you know, ridiculous shots and, you know, making plays that are questionable. Like, all right, calm down, but still.
In my head, I would feel like somewhat like for OKC, they would need two solid big men and people who are willing to be shooters on the outside.
They have Adams right now, which is a solid big man. They don't have any shooters. You're right.
Because the
don't
thing
have
is,
any.
Because that's exactly what Westbrook needs. Like Westbrook is a score first point guard. Because if he goes in and he can easily kick it out.
Yeah.
And that's basically what he has to do. And at least he has his big men to at least clean up, which he has Adams.
Yeah.
But, like, if Paul George and Melo were just there for, like, just to shoot. Like, I'm not saying...
Well, they tried to make Melo a catch and shoot dude, but that failed because Melo at this point in time is trash.
Yeah. But, like, that's basically what he needs. He needs a catch and shoot team and solid big men to clean up if anything like that. And that would have been good for OKC. To have like Paul George, who's basically like Westbrook, but plays a small shooting guard, a small forward, right? So it looks like it was a waste of time. Just
it was an experiment season, and the experiment failed. That's all it comes down to. Does Westbrook deserve MVP? I don't know. I mean, who
would you give it to Harden though? Right?
No, not really. I'd probably give it to AD. But then again, I can't remember how many games AD missed. But I mean, he was clearly the best performer in the first round of these playoffs. You can say whatever you want about LeBron putting team on his back. He had no choice. He had to. All right, so fuck off with that shit. AD gets my vote for best performer in the first round. I haven't really watched the Raptors play. I mean, DeRozan is a solid player. He's a star. I don't deny it, but no, nobody played better than AD, man.
AD, yeah. To quick touch back on the Raptors. Your chances of seeing them go to the finals, like, what do you think?
If they can somehow make it past Cleveland, if LeBron doesn't, go Super Saiyan 3 on them and like has an unhuman performance for 5-6 games, however this series lasts,
because they can definitely beat the Celtics or the Sixers.
Yeah, they can beat both of those teams. So I think if Raptors make it past Cleveland, then we might see Toronto in the finals for the first time.
But then that's where I would have to sit back and say, it's gonna be nice to see them in the finals as a Canadian. You got people from Toronto.
Yeah.
But one, I don't think they can beat Houston.
Well, no, if they make it to the finals, State. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't see them actually winning the finals, but them making it to the finals is a pretty impressive feat, and that would be, that's still an accomplishment, regardless of what you say.
That would be the first time they ever made it to it.
Yeah. Well, no, they did make it to Eastern Conference Finals and got sunned. Yeah, that would be an achievement in itself. Obviously, that's something to build on too. So they can look at that as, okay, we got to the finals. At that point in time, I doubt that the Brown would still be in Cleveland. So the East would kind of be, at that point in time, shifting over to theirs to take. Unless Philly, I don't know how good Philly's going to get in the next year or two.
Even Celtics, because Hayward.
Kyrie and Hayward is out. I keep forgetting that. Yeah. So the East is going to be wide open if everybody comes back healthy. There's not going to be a clear team. And I think that's another reason LeBron has to leave the East, because he's not going to be able to make it through those niggas after this year. I don't see it. Not with Philly playing healthy, not with Toronto playing healthy, and obviously and Boston. I don't see it happening. So Brown's either going to have to go to whatever team in the East he chooses to go, or the West.
But the thing is, if he goes to the West, it's even harder.
Not really, because whatever team he goes to, there's going to be help for him. When he gets to the West, it's going to be a good West team with the addition of Brown, which is clearly going to be. Actually,
yeah, you're right, because majority of the teams in the West are like solid teams.
Yeah, you got teams that are fighting for that are in 10th place that are above 500. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he'll be fine if he goes to the West. He's got to get out of Cleveland for sure, though. He's finished. He's not going nowhere if he stays in Cleveland next year, unless they land some big ass names. And to be honest, I don't see anybody wanting to go to Cleveland. It doesn't seem like it's fun to play for Bron. You got them niggas wearing black suits and shit. Like,
he has his team doing that.
Yeah, you didn't see that? I think both times they wore black suits, they got blown out.
So he's dressing his.
It
team,
seems it don't seem fun to play for Bron. I don't. Yeah,
that's funny. Last team I wanted to speak on, Sixers, and because I don't really want to talk about Golden State and New Orleans, because we already know how that's going to turn out. But like Sixers and Celtics, I think that game is going to be probably the closest. That series is going to be the closest.
That's going to be very entertaining. I'm going to stick. I mean, to be honest, I wanted Milwaukee to win.
Yeah, same.
I think Giannis versus Ben would have been a very fun time, but
really
it's whatever. Milwaukee, they need to add some pieces or change their coaching staff. I don't know what to get over this hump, because I don't see them going anywhere at their current stage.
Because when Bledsoe was playing bad in not playing bad, but like just acting out in Phoenix, and he came to Milwaukee, I'm just like, that's a good fit to have Bledsoe and Giannis and
Parker.
No,
Chris Middleton.
Yeah, Chris Middleton on the team, and like I'm just like, that's a solid team, like just for your front court. So I'm almost like, yo, that they should do well in the East, and I don't know, they just fucked that one up.
No, I mean Boston is for real. That's all it comes down to. Like Boston is more than just Kyrie.
Yeah, like, and that surprised me actually, to be quite honest.
Yo, Rozier, yo, he got in Bledsoe's ass, bro.
Yo, man,
the whole series. That nigga's gonna get paid. Somebody gonna give him that bag because he was waiting for Kyrie to go down to show like, yo,
because like, yo,
I'm that nigga.
It's surprising. I was watching him at the beginning of the season, like, yo, he's pretty nice, but it's like once Kyrie comes back in, his numbers just stay. His numbers
are gonna. I think with these playoffs and what he showed in the first, like, I'm pretty sure they already knew he had that kind of game in him, but I think with Kyrie being out and him like having full control of, you know, the point guard position, that really showed like, all right, this nigga's for real. So they're gonna have to find a way to adjust the team to like, it won't just be on Kyrie. Like, they gotta instill more plays, and you know, they gotta run the offense a bit more through.
But then they have to adjust their whole playing style once Hayward comes back, because
that's true. I don't think that's gonna be an issue. I think Hayward is gonna get him where he fits in,
because Hayward plays the 3, right?
Yeah.
And what's his name? Is it Al? I can't remember the name. They're
not Al Horford.
Yeah, Al Horford.
He doesn't play 3.
No,
he's a center.
He's
center or 4. I can't remember. I think he plays 4 and sometimes 5. I don't know. But
okay.
Yeah. He's not gonna interrupt.
Okay. Who's playing the 3? Is it
I should have looked that up. I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. Is it
Nigga, you have your phone and you have your laptop. Just Google it.
I was too lazy to open it up. But it's that nigga that people don't like on their team. No, that's not him. I almost blurred out a name, but it's not him. Let me look at the roster right now.
It's not Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart, he plays the 3.
No, he doesn't play the 3.
He plays 2?
He
plays 2, yeah.
He's too small to play 3. He's like 6'4".
Yeah, Al Horford, Greg Monroe, center, power forward.
Tatum,
there you go, Tatum.
Oh, Tatum's legit.
Yeah.
Nobody doesn't like him. There's nobody. He's a rookie. There's nobody that doesn't like him. He's fucking dope.
Yeah, because I actually got him mixed up with Smart.
Okay. What else? Oh, so you said you didn't want to discuss, but I gotta bring this up. So
what?
Okay, let me just see here. Do you see anybody knocking Golden State out of the playoffs before the finals? Do you see Houston knocking Golden State out?
I think they do.
Why?
When is Curry coming back?
Apparently, he should be back for Game 2 against New Orleans.
That'll be tough because I think Chris Paul is easy. I think he can guard Chris Paul, and on top of that, Chris Paul can't guard him.
If Steph is healthy, then he's gonna put CP on skates,
and that's just gonna be another person they have to defend on the perimeter with KD and
Clay,
and then you have what's his name at Green,
Draymond,
and then after that it's everybody else, right? So I look at it like who else besides Chris Paul and.
I think if if Golden State stays healthy, I don't think Houston can knock them out. I don't see it. Houston is good, and obviously they have the best record in the West, but I still don't see them knocking out Golden State. I just don't see them getting over that. I feel like we're due for a big Harden or CP choke. I don't know which one of them is going to do it first.
But at the same time, I still think they do have a chance.
But we're overdue for a giant choke game, like of epic proportions. So I don't.
I used to want to see Chris Paul win the championship.
Fuck that nigga.
But to be honest,
that whole ass nigga. That nigga's a hoe, bro.
Like in my head, I'm just like, I haven't seen him on the banana boat in a while, man.
Yo, think about it like this. Every former teammate of CP got a problem with him. You saw how Crawford was standing over that nigga. And they're teammates for how long in LA. Like, there's something about that nigga that players just don't like. And I've always... Man, that nigga's a hoe. I don't like his face.
It's that bad?
No, he's just a fucking hoe. Fuck that nigga. That's why I don't want Houston to win. I don't want that nigga to get shit. But yeah, I mean I guess that's pretty much it for the NBA first round playoffs. I mean, we didn't. What else is there to discuss?
Because this topic did start on Tristan Thompson. Did he get her pregnant?
I don't know.
Well, talk about bad fathers of the year, right? Tristan Thompson. So, I want to talk about a video game that I've been playing for like a week now.
Oh, yeah.
God of War.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, biased opinion, but it's not really that biased. It should get a Game of the Year.
What do you mean should? It will get Game of the Year nominations.
It'll get a nomination, but like I think it should
win. We don't know because you got Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out.
Yeah, the year's not over yet, so there's a lot of games, right?
And isn't a Spider-Man game coming out this year, or is that coming out in 2019?
I think it's coming out this year.
Okay, so
actually, no, it's the movie that's coming out this year. I'm not sure about the game. Maybe the game's coming out.
Google it.
But I did hear about the game coming out though.
Yeah, but God of War easily one undoubtedly a nomination for Game of the Year has to be in there. Like, dog, this is my first God of War out of any of the previous installments, and like this shit's amazing. It's fucking amazing. Like, if you have PlayStation 4.
Get that game.
And you don't have God of War.
Yeah, September 7th.
You're basically wasting your time. Like, you're not using your PlayStation to its full capabilities. This is a game that everybody who has PS4 has to buy. And this is a game that
I wish I had a PS4 Pro because that shit...
Yo, I definitely need a PS4 Pro after playing God of War.
That shit looks crazy.
This is a game that's good enough to constitute switching from Xbox to PlayStation. Like, this is one of those games where it's like, I would literally buy a system just for this game. Mm-hmm. So I know you want to discuss some stuff about that, so I'll let you take the reins. So
the only thing I wanted to talk about, because they actually made this game into a boy simulator. Like, it's because one of those things where every day you play it, all you hear is from Kratos, boy.
He says that shit a lot.
Boy. Like, he kills me with it. And it came to the point where people are just like, yo, he's a pretty bad father when you kind of look at it. But I ended up thinking kind of too deep about it, where it's like, I don't really blame him, because in the first God of War, he killed his family because the gods tricked him, right? So he killed his wife, his pregnant wife, and his daughter at the time. And he's been cursed, and that's why his body is white with ashes.
Yeah.
That's his family, just to make him remember that he's supposed to have that for eternity.
Yeah.
And eternity for his children. Mm-hmm. So his son now carries that curse when he dies.
Atreus.
Yeah, Atreus, right? So when people play the game, they're just like, yo, he's a dick, because his son will ask him questions and be like, what do you think? You know, it's like, what are the clues?
He's kind of cold.
Yeah, he's cold to it, and then he moves like to a point. There's like, his son looks at him. It's just like, yo, you don't feel bad that my mother died,
and like, you don't feel bad about killing those people,
like, and then he's just like, I remember there's a point in the game, he looked at his son, and he's just like, hey, listen, don't mistake my silence for lack of grief.
Yeah.
Because again, his whole life is based off war.
Yeah.
All he knows is war. And even after, when he finished the war, when he was with I forgot what they're called, but whatever, right? So in Olympus, he ended up becoming a god. No, before he became a god, right? Even when he became a god, all he did was fight again.
Oh, the Spartans.
Spartans, there you go. So all he knows is war. He didn't even get a chance to raise his family because he killed them.
Yeah.
So now he's actually with his son. So the game is based off of a father-son dynamic, which all the other God of Wars were just murder, killing.
Yeah.
It's just basically
entirely different entirely different games.
So this story is actually really dope, because it's totally different from the rest of the God of Wars.
Yeah.
So with people saying he's a bad father, it's just like, he doesn't know how. And you can always sense in the game that there's cues he wants to comfort his son.
I've seen a couple of scenes where it's like he doesn't know what to do in regards to comforting his son. Like, it's true. Like, sorry to interrupt. One thing I got from right when I started playing the game is like, okay, as we know, Kratos is voiced by a black dude. I remember watching like some of the cinematic cuts, and I'm like, yo, this nigga's like, he's really a black dad trying to do it by himself the first time.
I really feel like he's a Jamaican cradle.
No, don't say Jamaican, because he wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Andreas would have been dead already if he was a Jamaican father. But like, honestly, like I look at the nigga and I can see like he's trying to figure it out as he goes, and like unfortunately the path that they're down and they're on is not an easy one. So it's not like you can stop and try to take time to say, let me figure out, you know, how to best handle my son in this situation, because the next moment you can be in a battle for your life. So I can understand, fuck, it's hard, dog. You trying to raise your child on the battlefield, and at the same time you're trying to keep a deep dark secret from him.
Yeah.
Because, you know, obviously there's a reason the stranger came to his house.
Yeah.
And you know what, before we get back into you explaining shit, let's talk about that fucking fight.
That fight was actually pretty
fucking
it was
amazing.
cold, yo. Like,
it's amazing, dog. Like, that's the first, like,
if you I can't remember his name. What's his name again?
The Stranger.
No, they actually exposed his name.
I don't know his name. I never got that far.
Okay,
so, in fact, anybody who, like, here's the thing. If you haven't played the game.
Okay, no spoilers. I won't give you too much.
It's not a spoiler, yeah. So, if you haven't played the game, you're going to come across a dude named The Stranger. It's basically your first actual boss fight.
Yeah.
He's a boss, basically. Let me tell you, you will not be disappointed. If you're on the fence when you're playing this game and you're kind of like, it's cool, but I don't really know, that fight is the one that will engulf you. And it will basically put you on the God of War fanboy train.
It's a great way to start the game, yo. Like,
that fight is amazing.
It's crazy because you look at it, because it starts off really slow and not really dark. It's not really dark when it starts off, because it's like, okay, it's humble. His wife dies, and
yeah, you don't really understand the journey that they're on.
Like, especially if you never played the game, if you never
played
the
previous ones, yeah.
But at the same time, it's okay, because from the last one to this one, they don't really explain anything anyway. So if you never played the previous ones, it's all right. Playing this one, you don't even have to.
Just buy this one. Don't make an excuse not to buy this game.
So like with that, starting off with like dealing with all that, and then having the stranger come through, it's like when the plot thickens from there, it just keeps thickening. Like it just like it just
turns into molasses.
Like it's fucking crazy, man. I love that game, man. I really like, and don't play it on God mode. I don't care who you.
Don't play it on God of War mode. If this is your first time playing God of War, depending on who you are, if you're a nigga that likes a challenge, then play it on the second hardest difficulty, because that's what I'm doing right now. Just understand
that's challenging itself.
Yeah, just understand there are going to be times when you're stuck on the same, like on the same checkpoint, dying over and over again. Like, and you're facing, enemies they're not bosses, they're not big bosses, but you will die a lot if you play that. If you really want to just enjoy the story, then I would say do the second or easiest difficulty. Don't do the first one. Come on, don't be a pussy. Put some challenge in your life. But if you want to really get into the game and enjoy the story, then I would say the second easiest difficulty is what you should go for. If you want to enjoy the story at the same time, challenge yourself, then do the second hardest difficulty.
Yeah.
If you want to do God of War mode, that's fine. Just remember, you can't change the settings once you start. There is no going back. So if I
basically have 2 files. So.
Yeah, if you start that shit, you cannot quit it. So keep that in mind. To be honest, amazing game. Like, the game is so good, it has me going back and saying, it has a ripple effect, because I'm like, what other PlayStation exclusives am I missing out on that are like this? And one of them is Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah. I never played it.
I haven't played that yet either.
I looked at it and I'm like, visually it's stunning. The graphics looks amazing.
That was nominated for Game
of the Year. So I was like, but I wasn't really interested in it. But after playing God of War, I'm like, I have to go back now and I have to visit that game, because if PlayStation is making games like this all the time and I'm ignoring them, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Another game that I'm gonna give a try, because it's more of a niche game. Like, a lot of people haven't heard about it. It's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. It's got very similar. It's got a very similar look to God of War in regards to like it's a third person combat game. You know, it's dark. It's really dark. So if you like God of War,
action game or is it
action game,
open world as well?
It's kind of open world. It's like basically if you watch videos of Hellblade and you watch videos of God of War side by side, you think it was like an expansion. Like if you were to put Senua into God of War, they can make an expansion, or they can make that an off story arc because of how similar the games look. Right. So those are my next 3 games to play. What else you got? Do you have anything else you want to add for God of War?
No, I guess all I want to talk about, because it's the fact that with Kratos being like kind of like he's a father yet again, right? He has to start over, and the story kind of gets better and their relationship builds.
Yeah, of course.
Like, because like even Atreus, right? Atreus, my bad. Atreus, right? So he never got a chance to actually have a father because he was so busy.
He was sick.
No, his father, like Kratos, right? Kratos, he was always out. Like he never came home.
Yeah.
He was hunting or doing whatever it was, and he had to learn everything from his mom. And when his mom passed away, he's forced to be with his father,
he's actually spending time with his dad.
So he kind of has resentment towards his father. So now that he's with his father, the relationship builds. They're growing together. And you can see that the more and more you play, and that even like to the point where Atreus is like, yo,
Atreus.
You
can't get his name right. It's Atreus. My youngest son. Get my youngest son's name right, okay?
Atreus, right? So even he comes to the point and says like, yo, I actually enjoy being here with you because I actually feel like an adult.
Even though he's like 10.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, he feels like an adult. So I think he's just tired of being treated like a child and everything. So that's the only thing with the character development of, like, father-son. The father-son dynamic of this game is really great and really dope. I love that.
I can't say enough good things about this game.
Yeah, like, honestly, we could talk about this forever.
Like, we can make a whole episode on this.
Yeah, but talk about gods.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into
the main
the first 10 minutes.
The main dish.
The first 10 minutes
and
of
let
Infinity
me tell
War.
you motherfuckers right now, it's spoiler city in this bitch.
So this is spoiler alerts.
If you did not watch the movie, I'm telling you right now, and you've gotten this far into the episode, turn it off. If you have not seen this movie, turn it off, because nigga, I was spoiling that shit as soon as I left the theater. Granted, I gave niggas warning. I gave a 5-minute warning. And you can see on my timeline days, if not weeks before. In fact, not months before. I was letting people know I will be spoiling this shit as soon as I leave the theater. A lot of niggas are like, you know what, I'm going to give it till Monday or Sunday, whatever. Fuck that. You niggas had more than enough time to discuss this. So let's get into it. Let's get into it right now.
No, first I want to say it's really dope that... For Marvel, 3 straight movies, great movies. Like Ragnarok was really dope.
I loved it.
Then they went to Black Panther, which was like, it killed the box office. Then once an Infinity War dropped, it's like, whoa, another movie they have breaking records, and this is gonna break a lot of records.
I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks every record.
Every
movie record ever.
So I look at this almost like, yo, MCU is doing very well with the creation of their movies. So that's really dope about it. We're going to touch upon it. We're not going to go too long. It's almost been an hour.
Already?
Yeah, so... But we're just going to talk about the parts that really kind of like got our attention the most.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me start off with the first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes... I gotta say this. Just seeing niggas dead on the plane with
on the ship
with Thor was mad funny.
You had to watch Ragnarok for the opening scene of Infinity War to make sense. So if you didn't watch Ragnarok, then you kind of did yourself a disservice.
So Thanos fucked up everybody on there. Then on top of that, fucked up Thor.
Do we know that Thanos did it? How do we know that it wasn't his children, the Black Order?
They're not fighting Thor like that. Thanos is probably the only one who can beat Thor.
No, Ebony Maw.
On that ship?
Ebony Maw.
No.
And I'll say this. Niggas are very lucky, very, very lucky that Ebony Maw got killed on his way back to Titan before touching down to Wakanda. Because that battle would have ended real quick if Ebony Maw was there. He's easily the most powerful of all the Black Order. For sure. 100%.
And then, but what actually, seeing Loki die.
I mean, he didn't serve no more purpose.
But at the same time, in my head, I'm just like, Loki's not going to die for too long. Like, he probably might come back.
Yeah, he's going to come back. He's the god of mischief. So.
But the one thing that pissed me off the most is like... Right. I see Hulk. All I see is this. Oh, Thanos, we got a Hulk. And the Hulk comes in, puts out 1-2 punch, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, you're done. And he got fucking smoked. And then for the rest of the movie, this guy
he was shook, daddy.
He was shook the whole entire movie. And that pissed me off. I'm just like,
why did it piss you off?
Yo, everybody's getting smoked and getting creamed. And the Hulk is like, No, Bruce Banner, I don't want no smoke with Thanos and his people.
Why are you talking like Thor to imitate the Hulk? Why are you talking like Thor to imitate the Hulk?
Because I'm trying to be a dude from
You sound like Peter Dinklage right now. What's wrong with you?
Why are you trying to sound like Thor? What do you mean?
I forgot about that.
I'm not trying to sound like Thor. Are you mocking me? No, are you mocking me?
Listen, man.
Yo, that shit was mad funny. So,
yeah. All right, go ahead.
So the 10 minutes going into there, that was hilarious because I'm just like, this movie is starting off fucking really dramatic.
Foot on the gas, man.
Like that, like from there, it's like the dramatics just kept.
I knew the Hulk was in trouble when Ebony Maw said, "Let him have his fun."
Yo,
bro, that nigga took a 9-piece spicy.
So my question is, if Thanos didn't have the Power Stone, would he?
No. Hulk would have cleaned him up. If the Power Stone is what gave him that advantage. Yeah. I don't care what nobody says. You can say, "Oh yeah, Thanos is a mighty warrior." Blah blah. Yeah, that's fine. Hulk would have cleaned him up without that gauntlet. I believe that, or at least he would have damaged him.
Yeah.
He would have put him in a corner. I think he would have cornered him. But yeah, like, and I think, to be honest, that's one of the reasons they kept Hulk out of the movie entirely, because there's nobody on the Black Order I can see outside of Ebony Maw
be able to fight him. Right?
Be able to fight him, because we have Proxima Midnight, the woman who was basically going toe to toe with Black Widow and all that shit. And you got Corvus Glaive, the dude that was fighting Vision most of the movie, and then you have Cole Obsidian, whatever his name is, the dude that fought Banner in the Iron Man suit, the Hulkbuster.
And I remember you had a discrepancy about how weak.
They got nerfed, because, to be honest, there's no way Proxima Midnight shouldn't have ripped thing apart, Black Widow. Like, she should have cleaned up. Like, what was the first fight? She was fighting Black Widow. And what's his name? The dude with the wings.
I know it's Scarlet Falcon. And
not Scarlet Witch. Falcon.
Falcon,
Falcon. Yeah. Like, there's no reason they should have had any problems with them. I can understand Captain America, but she should have cleaned up Black Widow. Yeah. And whatever. I'm not going to discuss that. Call Obsidian, the big dude that's like Hulk size. He should have did a lot more damage. He should have cleaned up like half of Wakanda. I'm surprised that they had them looking so weak. Like, these are specially picked kids of Thanos. Like, Thanos obviously saw something in them to make them his children. So for them to kind of go the way they did was annoying. Like, to be honest, Ebony Maw's death was the most annoying one, because it was kind of cheap. Yeah. Like, oh, we open up we break open the ship and you go into space and you freeze to death. Like, okay.
To be honest, it was a good plan. At the same time, it's like, wow, that's how you died, man. Like one of the strongest, like basically the strongest kid.
Yeah, he is the strongest kid.
And it's like, okay, the only way we can beat him is let him off in the face.
I mean, it technically it makes sense because they couldn't beat him in like combat
at all.
There's no way he would have cleaned all of them up.
Yeah,
and I feel like they had to kill him like that because if he did touch on to Wakanda, like they wouldn't have had.
That shield would have been taken down.
No. I don't think he would have taken down the shield.
I think he could have easily taken.
No. Because that shield that's different technology. Even the Black Order couldn't get through it. And we'll get into that with Black Panther's fucking terrible plan. T'Challa, that's your king. Let me tell you this: if Killmonger was the Black Panther,
they would have died quicker.
No,
he would have opened that shit the fuck up from before.
That nigga is a military strategist, yo. That nigga is a military mind, yo. Them Black Order would have got cleaned up. But obviously, Killmonger would have never been on their side. So that's just us talking about a whole bunch of shit. What else are we talking about? Let's talk death. Let's talk about all the deaths in that movie. So we got kill count. We had first person to die was
Loki.
Hamidel. Idris Elba. Idris Elba was the first dude to die.
Loki didn't die before. Loki died before.
Loki died after, nigga. First, Hulk got cleaned up. He got two-piece. And then Hamidel sent him back to Earth. And then Thanos stabbed that nigga. He put a fork in him, literally.
Yeah.
And then Loki died.
Damn, yo.
Yeah, so kill count we have Hamidel.
And actually, you know what? You're right. Because I remember saying that. I looked at you and I was like, damn, they really killed the black guy.
Yeah, of course.
First 5 minutes into the movie. A black guy had to die first.
I knew he was going to die as soon as I seen him on screen. I'm like, he's here to die. He's in this scene to die.
And then Loki. And then after that, they went to Earth.
And nobody died on Earth at that point in time. Nobody died. The next person to die, character, was, of course, Gamora.
Oh, shit. Forgot about Gamora.
Yeah, because remember, Thanos tossed her off the cliff like...
I have a lot... After that, I had a lot of issue with, but we can continue.
What do you mean? What issues did you have?
When Peter Quill kind of found out when Gamora...
Okay. So we'll get into that later. Yeah. But from what I can see in that movie, the theme of the movie was sacrifice. Because if you look at it, what did Gamora tell Peter Quill or Star-Lord when they were on the ship?
Yeah, you kill me once Thanos catches me.
If Thanos catches me, I want you to kill me. And what did Star-Lord do when he had the opportunity to kill her, like she asked?
Stalled and waited for a good 30 minutes until it's like... And okay, I was thinking about it because a lot of people are like, "Oh wow, everything is Star-Lord's fault. Oh my God, it's all Star-Lord's fault." Actually, yeah,
twice.
The second time, yes.
Twice. The first time, I don't think that he would have been able to kill Gamora regardless because Thanos already had the Reality Stone at that point in time.
Yeah,
and regardless of what Star-Lord did, the Reality Stone would have canceled that shit out. So Thanos obviously was thinking ahead when it came to that.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlet Witch. Another person in the movie that pissed me off. How many times did Vision tell you, "Yo, kill me"? Just rip this shit out my head and stop him from getting it.
And then that goes back to a conversation we had after the movie where I'm looking at a different perspective where it's like it's either you're selfish and keep the person you love alive, or be like, all right, I love you, but for humanity and for the human sake and whatever it's called, the world human race.
Yeah. The fate of the universe.
Basically the universe, and be like, yo, I guess I'm gonna have to kill you just to make sure everybody else survives. Like, and you brought up a very good point, saying that humans are selfish
in nature.
And no one's willing to sacrifice somebody else, someone they love, to save the world, even if they know they're gonna die in the process.
I wouldn't say no one, but it takes a very, very, very strong-willed individual to make a decision like that. Like, and remember, we're having this conversation. You're like, yeah, I can do it, but then I put it in perspective to you. Like, okay, we're not talking about, you know, your brother who's on life support or your mom who's dying of cancer and you're putting them out their misery. You're talking about this is
like a split decision.
This is a split decision. You know, you're looking them in the face. They are
good health,
alive and well, good health. Yeah. You know, there's no there's no issues with them. But the next decision you make may be that they're no longer breathing. So you would be the one that ends their life. A lot of people don't have it in them to do that. Even if it is a situation where it's like, this would save the earth. Like, this has to be done for the greater good. I don't think a lot of people have that in them to kill a family member like that or kill a loved one. It's human nature. They're selfish. You're gonna think about all in your mind. You're gonna think about all this stuff that could go wrong even if you do this. So a lot of people would probably talk themselves out of it by saying, well, even if I kill them, there's no guarantee that this is gonna work. So fuck it. I'd rather just, you know, keep them alive and try to find another way. You know, if we die, we die. Like, when Vision was telling Scarlet, would she kill me? Not only was Scarlet denying it, and he told her, he said, I'm sorry, it has to be you. I know it sucks. And then Captain America's like, no, we're not letting you die. Like, people always have this weird conception or this misconception that, yo, you know, even though this has been proven as the only way, no, love conquers all. You know, our bond is stronger than whatever, you know, you're putting in front of us, whatever obstacles we face, and we'll find a way. And that's basically the theme of most movies. And we saw it play out in Infinity War.
Like, where everybody had to, like, sacrifice something for something else, right?
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think that...
Because even with Gamora, right? Like, at that point, I was like, shame on you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shame on you for looking at Peter Quill and saying, kill me if I ever get caught. And then once she was on the ship and she seen her sister, and she had the chance to say, if her sister died,
he still wouldn't know where the Soul Stone was.
He still wouldn't. But she's just like, I don't want to sacrifice my sister for a Soul Stone. So let me tell you where it is. And then the only person that actually said, fuck it, I'm willing to sacrifice,
is the god himself, Thanos.
No. Actually, no. So two people.
Who else sacrificed?
Actually, yeah, you're right.
Who else? Who did you have in mind?
Because I was going to say Thor, but I realized Thor didn't sacrifice anything.
Thor didn't sacrifice nothing. Thor risked his life, but, you know, that's his own life.
Yeah. So if Thanos is the only person...
He's the only person who had the will and who had the... who had the will to actually carry out what needed to be done to achieve...
his goal. And to protect what he wanted, right? So, as I'm going through it, it's like Thanos was really the strongest person, like mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, in that whole entire movie. Like, it's crazy.
I think Josh Brolin did an amazing job playing him.
And it's crazy how how that movie was written to make Thanos look like
a humanitarian or an anti-hero.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, basically.
I mean, in the comic book, Thanos is a lot different. Comic book Thanos is a ruthless maniac. Like, he's a lunatic. He's a powerful lunatic. That's it.
And he's just all about war and
he's all about power and the whole balance to the universe stuff. I think he still discusses it, but he's a madman in the comic books. So they did a really good job of I would say.
Kind of like humanizing
him. Like that scene where he started crying when Red Skull told him how the soul gem.
That was crazy to randomly see Red Skull.
That shocked the fuck out of me.
I was like, what the hell is he doing here?
Like, I'm like, yo, who is this weird ass ghost-like figure? At first, I thought Thanos was gonna have to fight him. Yeah, because I'm like, all right, obviously this individual who's been waiting for Gamora and Thanos is obviously here to defend this planet or something. And then when this nigga took off his hood, I'm like, God damn, yo, that's crazy to put it all the way back from Captain America, the First Avenger. Like, that's wild to me, yo. Now it kind of did a good job of closing out what was, in my opinion, a kind of weak ending in Captain America: The First Avenger, because when Red Skull held the Tesseract, he kind of just got like engulfed by it, and he got like, I guess, sent to another dimension. But we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know if he was dead. So that was dope to see. And like, that's 10 years in the making. That's why this movie is so good to me. But yeah, back to Thanos. Like, I liked this movie. Was purely Thanos movie. This was a Thanos movie.
I remember someone on a timeline saying that because people were complaining about some other shit, saying like, "Oh, we don't know any backstory about Thanos." But it's like they did drop a little lot.
Yeah,
not too much of a backstory, but you got enough to know where he was coming from. His planet died. His planet got destroyed because he had an idea. Hey, listen, we need to create balance, and we need to wipe out at least half the population so that we can all survive. And they're like, no. And then all of a sudden he comes back, the planet's gone.
Yeah, his planet was destroyed because of the resources on the planet were basically wiped out. There's too many people, not enough resources. So we know the theme for him is trying to ensure that never happens again. And he's going from planet to planet, basically just creating balance.
Yeah.
Apparently, he told Gamora, your planet now is a paradise. And I'm like, okay, it kind of makes sense, but I mean, it's just he's like the method he's taken to balance the universe is ruthless. At the same time, it's not like he did mention, I'm gonna do this in the most fair way possible, random selection. So it's not like he's killing the rich or killing the poor and leaving the rich. He's randomly choosing, half of you die, half of you live, and that I kind of understand his point in that. It's like there's no room for you to say, well, wow, you're taking preferential treatment to this race or this race. He's just doing it to balance out the universe as a whole.
Right? And to come to think about, once you know that that's his plan and that's what he's going to do, right? Again, Peter Quill, second time, where he could have.
Where they had him on Titan, where they were that close to taking off the Infinity Gauntlet and basically defeating him.
He was selfish yet again because he was upset that Gamora died for Thanos' selfishness, right? So whatever, right? So with that, it's like I had an issue with kind of like the emotions of certain people, but I understand it because that's human nature, right? So people are more into how they feel and what they want, and not sacrificing anything to
for the greater good.
For the greater good.
You know what? Maybe Thanos is right. Maybe we do need this balance.
Yeah,
because you see all these people who can't let go of their own, selfish wants and needs, because that's how humans are. And
kind of, not to get too off topic, but it even comes back to with Silver Surfer and Galactus, right? Where with Galactus, it's just like, I have to get rid of certain planets because they're so-called dying because of overcrowding, overpopulation, or whatever. The planet is just getting old, right? And even Silver Surfer was less like, actually, no, the planets weren't getting old. They're just overpopulating, and there's like, Galactus, let me just destroy it. So it's just like, no. People live on this planet. Like, people live on this planet. And you go, so Silver Surfer ended up being the one to say, okay, let me choose a planet that's already dying, low habited, like with nobody on it. You can kill that planet off. But it's like, to them, doing that is balance. Like, and it makes sense. Like, a lot of villains are anti-heroes to me, in my head, because if you listen to some of the shit that they say, that kind of sounds terrible. It makes sense. Like, everybody, think about all the rich, and all the wealthy people get to be wealthy and do whatever they want, and you have the poor with nothing dying, and all that stuff like that, and it's like, you look at these people and you're like, these guys are terrible for what they want. But it's like, not really.
I mean, when you think about it, the last three villains for Marvel, two of the three, basically they were doing it more for I would assume
their own vision of like what's
right? Like both of them had a misconstrued vision and idea of how the world should be shaped and basically how to go about correcting the wrongs of the world, which is Killmonger and Thanos. Hela was just a crazy bitch.
Yeah,
I mean, that's it. She's death incarnate. She just wants to go from universe to universe, planet to planet, overthrowing kingdoms, and she just loves war. She just loves to fight and kill people. So, but two of the last three villains, their ideas were, I'm doing this because we need to bring balance back to the world. We need to make things right. And I think that's a dope theme that people probably didn't. Well, a lot of people caught it, but I would say casual fans probably didn't look into. Like, Thanos is not just a dude killing people to kill people.
Well, in the movies.
Yeah, in the movies. We're not getting into the comic books.
Yeah.
But
just to kind of finish it off, but another thing I got kind of upset with was the choosing process of who dies. Like, why who dies and lives with the superheroes? Like, one
at the end?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed.
It was a random selection.
No, it was not.
Yes, it was.
No, I'm talking about the director personally choosing who to pick.
Nigga, that whatever. It's still random selection.
Listen,
there's a reason those characters had to die.
Fuck, get Captain America the fuck out of here.
Captain America is never gonna. He's not gonna die. He may die in Avengers 4. I don't see it, but no, I don't see him.
I didn't read the comics.
He's the first Avenger.
Allegedly, Captain America died from a drug overdose in one of the comics. He sounded like a bitch. Okay,
hey, how can he die in drug overdose? In Captain America 1, he couldn't even get drunk. Because of his,
that's the thing. In one of the comics,
because of his genetic makeup, he can't even get drunk.
So, but regardless, I don't like Captain America. Man.
Okay, you know what? Let's talk about fuck it, because this is a spoiler episode. I don't give a fuck. Let's talk about everybody that died at the end: Bucky, Black Panther, Mantis, Drax, Spider-Man, Star-Lord. Who else? Groot, Scarlet Witch. Vision, of course, that whole nigga.
And Vision died, and it's fucked
Vision
up.
Died twice.
Vision died
he died twice.
And the thing is, that's why I was upset with Scarlet, because it's like you could have made a decision a long time ago.
He would have had to have died regardless, bitch. And you were too selfish to do it yourself.
And now she's dead, and he died anyways, and the stone is in Thanos' hand, and everybody dies, right? So you could have grieved and fucking cried like a little bitch because you had to kill him. But now you don't even get to grief because you're dead and everybody else is going to die anyways. But
who's the MVP of that movie for you?
MVP? Thanos.
No, like not Thanos.
On the good side?
Yeah, on the hero side.
On the hero side, I would say Doctor Strange.
Yeah, man. That's what I was going to say too. Like that's a guy that I just thought about while you were talking. He was willing to make sacrifice.
Because the thing, that's the second person then. To make a sacrifice.
Because he made that decision to give Thanos the time stone because of the one probability he saw out of 14 million where they win.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he didn't have Thanos spare Tony Stark's life just because he felt like it. He obviously knew this is the only path to take, and he gave him that stone because of it. I mean, if it wasn't for Star-Lord losing his shit and kind of knocking Thanos back into consciousness when Mantis had him in that spell, they would have gotten that gauntlet off. And you can discuss that all you want, regardless of what you say. Oh, it's Star-Lord's fault. To be honest, if the one probability Doctor Strange saw was him getting the time stone, it wouldn't have mattered what Star-Lord did or Peter Quill did.
Because even if they probably got the gauntlet off, that's probably one of the probabilities that happened. Yeah. And he still got the gauntlet again.
Yeah, exactly. So when you think about it, you really can't blame Star-Lord for, him getting the time stone because he would have had to have gotten it regardless. That's my theory on it.
Yeah.
That's my theory. He would have, Doctor Strange would have had to have given it up no matter what. Doctor Strange was actually really dope in that movie. I did not think he'd be that effective because I'm like, when you watch Doctor Strange, he's kind of still weak. He's still getting his powers, in check.
Yeah.
even his fight against Dormammu. I mean, all he really did was put Dormammu in a loop until Dormammu was like, all right, I don't want to do this anymore. But, like, he really showed his ass in Infinity War, man. He really came to play.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people were really depressed.
Walking out of that movie theater was, like, kind of... it was kind of funny.
It was a dark feeling. Yo, I saw it across my timeline. So many different people said, yo, never before have I exited a movie theater and everybody was quiet and depressed.
Like, you look at people's heads, they were hanging. Like, bro, yo, what the fuck happened?
That's a feeling that resonated across North America.
Like, probably the world, too.
Probably.
Like, yo,
I wouldn't be surprised if out of 8 out of 10 movie theaters ended with people just silent and just walking out like, what the fuck just happened?
Yep.
Yo, I knew it was going to be dark, but I didn't think it was going to be that dark at the end. Mm. And a lot of people have complained saying, oh, why would you kill those characters? You know, we already know Black Panther has a sequel. We already know Spider-Man has a sequel. So they're coming back. But it's like, that's not the point, bro. People had to die. And I feel like the Russo brothers, they did it right.
They did, yeah.
Because Peter Parker's death was really emotional. It was hard to watch.
Niggas was crying like. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to make a joke about him. I was like, "Your dumb ass should have stayed home." Like, what is Tony Stark tell you? Go home, and he's just like.
But then, even then, who knows? He probably still would have got selected. Yeah, he probably still would have randomly died. So that doesn't really change.
And that's the thing, like, because I remember even someone told me like, even though they kind of in the Spider-Man movie they didn't show Ben's part. Mm-hmm. It's still like he understands like with great power you have to be responsible and do something. You can't just sit back and do nothing.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
So it makes sense.
I'm gonna see that movie again very soon. Probably.
I really like. I know that movie was great, but I still think it's trash, man. I'm pissed. Yeah. I'm just mad that I was sad about it. At the end, I was like,
let me tell you, this nigga was super depressed. Like everything was fine until he saw Black Panther turn into blunt guts. That's when this nigga lost it.
I was like,
every death before that did not phase him until Black Panther died.
Bro, when Black Panther died, I'm just like, yo, this movie's trash, yo. This movie is trash. And then when I'm just like, okay, when is Captain America gonna disappear? And I'm just like, wait, Captain America lived?
Yo, I didn't even know what was really going on when I saw Bucky turning into dust. I was like, oh shit, he snapped his fingers. And what planet was he on when he was looking at the sunset?
I'm not even sure.
Apparently, people are saying that he was on Gamora's planet. Looking at the sunset from there. Because I'm not sure where he went after he disappeared.
Yeah, but yeah, that's why I can't wait till the second one, the second installment to Infinity War. But
okay, one more thing that we have to discuss because we didn't discuss it. What is your favorite? What was your hands down favorite moment of that movie?
God. Oh, shit. This is... Put me on the spot. It's kind of hard to choose.
I already have mine, so...
I don't know. Tell me yours. I'll probably come up with something.
Hands down, you saw those beams of light, and that motherfucker Thor touched down in Wakanda. When this nigga came down with Stormbreaker and Groot... Oh, my dog. I fucking lost it. You were there. I took off my hoodie, and I leaned forward, and I yelled, let's fucking go. Yo, that... I don't care how many times I watch it, that part's always going to get me hype. Always, dog. Like, a lot of people were complaining about the whole forging of the Stormbreaker scene because they're like, I understand it was obviously just a story showing how that weapon was made, but they're like, it was kind of unnecessary. Mm-hmm. Like, they had to fill their quota of one flex, and, you know, it was when Thor was holding the stuff open for the star. Like, that's the one obvious flex that they had in the movie. Just like in Civil War. Was it Civil War? Yeah, in Civil War when Captain America was trying to stop the helicopter from floating, and he was doing the obvious flex. Like, if you watch every Marvel movie, there's going to be one flex scene. It would, and with any of the muscle characters. Always. And I can understand why people are annoyed by that shit. Like, nigga, we don't need this.
You don't need
but
to see your muscles.
overall, that was my favorite scene when Thor touched down in Wakanda with Stormbreaker and started wrecking ass, bro.
Yeah.
Like, just wrecking ass. Like, dicks and ass. That's what he was doing. He was just putting his dick in everybody's ass, bro. I was super hyped. Super hyped, man. Holy fuck. Like,
and you were judging me when I said Thanos was gonna wreck.
Hey.
and he was wrecking ass. And he was wrecking ass. A lot of ass got destroyed in that movie.
Man. It was yo, I don't understand how somebody can go into that movie and not come out.
You know
like,
what?
Wow.
Mine is not gonna be so action filled with my favorite part. But I gotta say, my favorite part is Thanos killing Gamora.
Like, just in regards to acting wise, I would assume. Just like the emotion.
Just for the just because of the movie. Like, just the storyline of the movie, that was such a great part because, again, they humanized them. And from there, at that moment in time, I looked at it and I'm just like, Thanos will do anything.
I think at that point in time, that showed a lot of people may have gotten over to Thanos' side.
Yeah, because that's when I realized, I'm just like, you know what? Nothing's going to stop this guy from getting what he wants.
Because remember when Gamora was like, she was laughing at him like, ha, that's it. See?
You don't love anybody.
You finally experienced failure. You don't love anybody. And then she thought he was crying because he couldn't get the soul stone. And then Red Skull is like, those tears aren't for him. I'm like, oh. You know what's funny? I already knew it.
See that? I knew that was going to happen.
I knew it.
But
a lot of people
burned my soul.
A lot of people didn't though. A lot of people probably did not know.
I didn't think he was going to cry. I didn't think he was going to be so emotional about it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what got me. I'm just like, damn, like, he's really emotional about it.
So I guess he don't love Nebula like he loves Gamora. He was torturing her.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I don't know. They never talked about the relationship between Nebula and Thanos.
I mean, he had her looking like Drake in the Sprite commercial.
But like she was stretched out. Like, she was fucked up. But like, I don't know. That part was just like, to me, it's just like, damn.
She's gonna play a big role in the next Avengers.
Yeah, definitely. I know that.
Who was she talking to when she said to meet me on this planet? Because she said Mantis, right?
Yeah.
But didn't Mantis die? Or is it a different Mantis? Because Mantis is the bug girl that hangs out with the Guardians.
Yeah.
And she got turned to dust. So I gotta watch the movie again because I'm not sure who she was talking with. Like, the second time I see the movie, I'm gonna focus more on the dialogue and like basically just the hints and the clues of the movie. Because the first movie, I was just watching it to enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's so much in this movie.
Okay, yeah.
To take in. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, we don't want to go on too long because
we went on long enough.
Like it's an hour and a half. Now,
we'll sign off from here. Like,
so just to close out, remember, guys, we're back. Best podcast in the city.
You know it.
We're back. We let you niggas eat for 2 weeks. Your time's up, niggas. Your time's up. You had your 2 weeks. Now we back. So make sure, hit us up on iTunes,
Google Play,
SoundCloud. Follow us on and SoundCloud on everything.
We out here.
Wow. Salute.
Peace.